I can't wait to see if this works. I'm waiting for someone on YouTube. I see you, Bill. Which bar? Let's go. I am up and running on Rumble, but I have no idea if we are running on YouTube. I like Booger. I like that. Let's go. Hang it up. I am with you. All right. Any of you mods that are back and forth between, let me know. YouTube is working. Are we there yet? I've got Farmer V telling, yes, fantastic. They have made some major changes to StreamYard software, and to say that they should have done a little more testing before they released it would be a massive understatement. I have already considered changing streaming software to get something that is, well, a little more versatile so I can move banners, get things out of the way when they interfere. StreamYard had the best product, and then everybody else outstripped them. Maybe they'll get it fixed before I find an alternative. Yes, YouTube chat's working. That is huge. Thank you. Thank you. I see that one now. All right, I'm excited. Stress starting to relieve it. They are testing. You're the beta test. DTG 3939. What happens to silver when paper vouchers are called in? Parabolic, pretty much straight up. Be like launching a rocket. Supply and demand breaks, it goes off the rails. Kirby, what'd you have to say? And considering the exposure of the banks, you guys can draw the correlation there, or draw the conclusion, I should say. 2 degrees in the morning. Oh, my goodness. Kirby, that's crazy. Hello, let's see, Sarah Newman. Hello, Miss Sarah. Hello, Captain Peggy. Man, can I tell you how excited I am this is working? Silver me this, Batman. Riddle me this. Wait, there's noise. I can't hear any noise on my end. It's at your house, Booger. It's the Uber that I sent to pick you up for the bar. Hello, Pickleball. Hello, Ken. 118. I mean, you guys watching this, like watching it live. Now we share another story or two on gold. It'll probably become a little more clear. 54.89. Gold is just pegging all over the place right now, like $300 swing. Silver, where are we at? 118, I think, is one of the last things I saw. 12 degrees in Millersville. 117.26. It is bouncing. 4 degrees in DC tomorrow. YouTube had no change. It's probably because you're in the wrong YouTube room. I think we only created like, I don't know, half dozen. StreamYard went full Democrat on me. It lost its mind, started doing this, started doing that. I'm still waiting for it to show up at the house and protest. I mean, it went just crazy. It went just plumb stupid. Connie, gold hit 56 and then started coming down. This is crazy. It got triggered. It totally got triggered. Mary, any news on the Japan crash? It's stated to have happened last night. We've been talking about it for some time on the pivot that they were making in their troubled bond market, as the Japanese government picks the Japanese government over the Japanese people. Just watch it. Kind of like Andy says, slowly, suddenly, or little by little, then bam. We're at the bam part. Crazy D, hello in Houston. I appreciate that. Very kind. Oh, wait. Yeah, I saw that one. Fantastic. Will there be a whiskey and wisdom suit? I think there'll be a whiskey and wisdom. The question is how many different whiskey and wisdom rooms are you guys going to have to pop into to find the right one? I don't know how many it's going to make. Rick, YouTube went all Mark derangement centric. It must be the lighting. I got an orange tint to my hair and they lost it. Oh, you guys are great. Adam, that is funny, brother. Said I'm ready to put on a sterling silver mankini. Annie, silver might overtake the price of gold. All we're doing is correcting years of manipulation. Brett, we like Andy's point of view. I mean, it's about as spot on as you can get. Hello, M. Dobbs, airborne. Madobs. Miss Laney chiming in. Hello from my camper in the desert area. So please tell me it is at least warm in your camper in Arizona. What is the weather there? I'm looking at like the rest of the country and the thought of being in a camper. There's so many of you folks. I know Kukla's been getting it, propane this. There are so many people that with this cold snap that don't live in the best of places that are barely trying to hang on. So this is kind of a shout out. I got got an email from somebody just desperately trying to get like $50 for propane to survive the next day or two. We're seeing it's scary for many out there. So that's kind of a shout out for her helping hands. I'll let them put in the information. Yeah, I had to go to Mark's YouTube channel to pick the live. There's two showing. Yeah, Bobby, we were talking about it earlier. The StreamYard has gone nuts, creating multiple. It's cuckoo trying to get up and running the last 2 days, and it got worse today. I think they're trying to fix some of the things they messed up. Oh, it's lovely, mid to high 60s during the day. All right, that's not too bad. 72 in Phoenix. Thanks, Stan. Ronald, after the RV. 72 in Scottsdale. 78 in Phoenix. Are you doing that just to rub it in on all the folks that are freezing? Key West, 52 degrees. Chief, I hear the pain, man. Like mines, my son brought me over a space heater day. I am so grateful. How are some of you folks coping? Gigi said, okay, so that makes sense now. There's 2 lives. Couldn't figure out why I couldn't get you to pop in. Yeah, I figure I'm just going to. I quit trying to get rid of one and just embraced that it's just going to let me go live somewhere on one of the ones it picked. And we'll just go in after the fact and erase the one that it didn't show up on. Margaret, well, it's not if you are, well, maybe you're talking about you were one of those that got caught in the YouTube, I shouldn't say YouTube, the StreamYard YouTube screw up. Ow, the furnace at work died yesterday. We now know which way to point our high-speed fans from the Midwest. Help cool them down, lily pad. South Central PA, 10 degrees, 13 in Michigan, wind chill 2 degrees. Pam McKay, we have 12 campers down by the lake that stay year-round. One person stays in an ambulance. Well, guess it's small enough maybe to stay, body heat, easier to heat because of size. Ben in New Jersey, it's good to see you. Suffolk, Virginia, 31 baking cookies. Teresa, send some to my mom in Virginia Beach. Where are we at? 8:09, almost time. Jump in some news. Kirby again. Kirby, stop doing it. I mean, we like hearing from you, but Virginia digging out from new leadership. If you guys didn't have such a nice house and a nice place there, I'd talk you into moving south. Let's see. Pam, my ex's furnace went out. Neighbors got together and got him wood for wood burner. Isn't that the way it's supposed to work? People pulling together and helping each other. Apocalyptic, good to see you all. Good evening. Kurt. Wait. Good evening from Salem, Virginia, VA Hospital. Wait. Kurt, you okay? Give us an update. 45 in DFW. 50s and raining in Washington. Yeah, Steve, that's a good question. I don't know that answer. I haven't followed up. Steve asking the, very reasonable question because we heard they were going to happen. We heard a lot about it, dominated the news cycle for a short bit. So what happened to those Ukraine-Russia peace talks? Steve, they successfully distracted me. Hey, look, somebody spit, what was it? What's the new one? The apple cider vinegar on Ilhan Omar. The whole world, I don't know if you saw that, but they talked about how Trump has to stop with the hateful rhetoric because a liberal spit. This is really confusing. It's not really that confusing. It only seems confusing in today's world. So a racist liberal, it appears. Now, there's a lot more story to come on this one. Ilhan Omar spits, I think it's apple cider vinegar. There's so much crap and stories going around. But if you watch a film, it's kind of funny. I'm still waiting to find out Jesse Smollett was friends with the individual. But if you look at their old social media, go through their social media, they're really liberal, pro LGBTQ, but don't like black people. Really, really confusing, and then claims that they went after Ilhan Omar because of all of her hateful rhetoric. But when I tell you it doesn't make any sense, it is just downright cuckoo. Could be wrong. Looks staged. I think they decided it was apple cider vinegar already. Laura, see, this is exactly what has me scared. Being homeless and 11 degrees isn't good, but maintaining Yeshua is with me. Sending prayers. Way too many dealing with that right now. Ooh, the rain is coming down. Yeah, all right. Let's get to it. Did I touch on everything there? Nancy, thank you for that super sticker. That is exceptionally kind. Yeah, and security didn't move until he was done, and then it was kind of like a hug on the way. It's really weird. George, dude, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. Here lately, I haven't been able to be nice, so I just need to not talk. Romniak, they put a white man to attack a black woman for the shade. Really, that when you talk about it, it's crazy. Mac, are they ignoring you? Now, watch the videos. You can see her look right at him and give him the nod. Now's the time. It's crazy. Yeah, and then she's warning the crowd, well, this might be a biological agent. And you're still going to sit here and hang out with everybody and shake hands and hug. Makes sense. Mr. C has not been paid yet, Stephen, but he is extremely upbeat as he's watching all these things that we were told we would see happen at the end. So he's really upbeat. Jay and Amy, it's good to see. All right, let's get to it. Yeah, the stories get bigger and bigger and bigger. This is like fishing, Lynn. You guys should see that fish I caught. Are we awake yet? Somebody else on the YouTube, Al Shamir, YouTube is working. Just go look in the lives. You'll find, long one. All I can say is it's a mess over at StreamYard, the streaming software that we use. It is jacked and whacked. Used ACV because the bacon grease. Oh, geez, when it goes through this is just nuts. All right, let's get to it. It is way past time to do some news, folks. Again, as stated in the description, Bonside still crazy silent. I cannot I'm waiting for the break on that one. I think it's going to be an announcement that they have money. And sorry, NDA's had to shut down. At least that's what I think we're going to hear next, because it has been eerily, painfully quiet. Now let's get to it. Al Sudani Coalition. Oh, I do need to give you guys the news banner. I can at least try to remember that one, right? Al Sudani Coalition. Forming a government is our Iraqi affair, and establishing positive relations with America is necessary. Sudani taking the high road, Maliki doubling down. Sudani's like, look, it's whatever the will of the Iraqi people is, I'm going to embrace it. I know what they want. I know what the countries want. I know what's best for the country, but got to accept the will of the Iraqi people. And I hope they make a really good decision, but we need to keep in mind that we need good relations. So we should focus on that. We need to separate ourselves from Iran. He is taking the very common sense approach to this and staying above the fray. And I think it's really going to pay off in the coming day or two. I think we're about 4 days from some clarification on this front. And then we're going to go to the next story out of Iraq. Al-Maliki rejects Trump's abandonment and announces his continued candidacy for prime minister. Maliki said, I don't care what he says. We categorically reject the blatant American interference in Iraq's internal affairs and consider a violation of our sovereignty, infringement on the decision of the coordination framework to choose its candidate for the post of prime minister. The language of dialogue between countries is the only political option in dealing with it, not resorting to the language of dictates and threats. Based on my respect for the national will and decision of the coordination framework, I will continue to work till we reach the end in order to achieve the supreme interests of the Iraqi people. So in other words, what Maliki is saying, I know that it could financially ruin the country. I know it could devastate the people, lead to war, famine, useless currency, military takeover from Iran. But I'm still in power, and that's what matters. So Maliki is doing the ultimate in narcissism and picking himself above the people. Sudani, on the other hand, picking the people instead of himself. Al-Sadir, picking the people instead of himself. All Maliki's done is confirm that he's Maliki. I still don't think you're going to see Maliki as their prime minister. Do not. Let's see. I thought Al-Sudani's been doing all the moving and shaking. Why don't they want him? They do, Ivan. Majority of the people and the population does. It is how their government is set up, because the coordination framework won the most seats, even though the people don't want Maliki. They still have the right to pick the candidate that sits the position. It's normal politics. It's going to work out just fine. I thought we were talking about walls. Maliki was part of Saddam's Ba'ath Party. Yep, there we go, Mr. Austin Martin. Spitting facts. Spitting facts. Let's stay in our... Oh, wait a minute. This is no longer translating. Finally. Now we got it. Advisor to the Prime Minister, the rise in the dollar exchange rate does not affect the standard of living. Saleh again reminding us with all the static, all the noise, to stay calm. They are making all the moves and changes they need to. And on that front, central bank intends to close the gap between the official price of the dollar and the parallel market. Said they're going to do whatever it takes. That yes, there's a gap in it due to Iran tensions, not having sat their government completely. Also because of the taxes that were voted on, decade and a half ago are finally coming into effect, and people are trying to avoid paying them. So they've just got to get control and get efficient, and it'll fix itself. They did the groundwork. They're just, that's the story in Iraq right now, is to stay calm. They've made the changes. They've done everything. Let it take effect. For the second day in a row, the Iranian rial to the lowest level against the dollar. They continue to implode. I feel bad for the Iranian people. Very authoritarian, overreaching over the the whole government thing. And then you're going to add to it, you can't eat or get things at your grocery store. If Iraq takes Maliki Prime, I wouldn't say never, Booger, but it could delay things for Iraq. It really could. I don't think it's a worry, but it's out there. Ooh, wow. A Christian radio station in Minnesota gave away free furnaces for people who furnaces gave out. I can't wait for us to do those things. Really can't wait for us to get to do those things as a community. Post reset. Dougie Jack, YouTube's working great. You just have to go find which one of the links is it. I don't know. I wonder if I could do that. Let me refresh this. I might be able to remove the one now that we are up and running. Yes, I can. I can remove the one that's not working. Let's give it about 2 minutes, and the only YouTube up's going to be the one that works. Even paying for someone's grocery is a gift. Daggone true. Yeah, I think it's all a movie at this point, guys. Nothing else makes any stinking sense. Yeah, Booger might be too late. I already clicked the button. Let's have a little more fun. All right. Where were we at? We were in Iran. Guys, you're watching it all come together. Iran is coming apart. Things are starting to solidify in other countries. We're watching the metals. We're watching the controlled demolition of the fiat dollar. Stay with us. Wait, I can't wait to give away food and goods to homeless, paying off school outstanding balances, surprising single moms with help, Stroobs, other than how you do at the strip club, right? I'm totally kidding, Stroobs. All sorts of things, anything my heart desires. I love that the heart desires helping others, Stroobs. That's one of the things that's so very different between some of the different communities in this. I love it. You guys just reassure me that there is hope for humanity. Mary Jones, it'll be a delay, but I will get it to them. Why? Thank you. That is kind. Yeah, when is that? I am with you, 72Z. That's pretty much what I was thinking tonight. I really need an intermission. Really need an intermission in this movie just so we can all go freshen our snacks and hit the restroom. German officials renew calls to bring gold home. German officials are once again calling for the country's central bank to bring gold home. They think the U.S. is too much of a risk. But strangely enough, the gold that they have in London's vault, where they have found so much fraud, is not a problem. But the vault where they haven't found the fraud could be a problem. You see where this one's going. And the U.S., just send it back. Oh, wait a minute. You don't have it? Now, that might be a problem because it's supposed to be in Fort Knox, I think. Or who knows where it's supposed to be. But this could be part of why we are seeing that sudden pressure on gold. Silver's still going up, but gold is outstripping it just today. Silver has been killing it overall. Percentage-wise, they're probably still doing the same thing. But we are seeing suddenly more pressure on gold, which was lagging a little bit on silver. Still pretty much going straight up. But I found the timing interesting, and then we see the gold price start moving. This is part of the divorce settlement, I think. This is where they're splitting up the goods as the globalist world goes their own ways and starts taking care of their own countries. Yeah, I'm still looking for that one too. Where's that Fort Knox audit? Speaking of gold, let's go back here. Bank of America calls for 6,000 gold. $6,000 gold per ounce in 2026. All right, that's not very impressive. We all think that. We forgot. They think it's going to happen before spring. That's like 2 months. I think it may happen before the week's out. But we have more and more. Now, Bank of America, when you think about how short their positions were on metal, this is a big pivot. That they're coming out and saying this and admitting this. Do you think they have somehow covered a lot of their shorts? Because they had a massive short silver position. Ooh, Pumpkin seeds are so good for you too. They help you get rid of parasites, you name it. All right, let's keep running. Just a couple more things to touch on. Then it's going to be a short break before it is time for Whiskey and Wisdom. The Department of Justice announces 31 new indictments over alleged Tren Aragua ATM jackpotting scheme. A total of 87 defendants have been charged in relation to the case involving massive theft from ATMs across the United States. RICO here. Across the country, banking crimes where they were either breaking ATMs, sliding new hard drives into them, removing the covers, or they were putting malware in them to turn them into jackpots and then hide the evidence of the jackpot in the software. Well, banks have known this for a while. This isn't necessarily new. How many of you guys saw this running in the news, mainstream news, over the last, 6 months? How many of you guys have seen stories on the Tren Aragua ATM jackpotting? Banks, it appears, have been suppressing the story, and the government has been working to suppress the story because they're afraid you won't trust the banks if you found out how, exposed they were, how unsafe they were. Mama Bear, no update from Sheila, no response. I think this is nuts. They're burying the stories because they don't want you to panic. They think if you know the truth that you might panic and not trust the banks. I wonder if it had anything to do with like the FDIC meetings or things like that, where they tell us they don't have the money and they are barely hanging on and they're going to collapse, but they don't want everybody running to the exits yet. I kind of curious. Maybe that's why they bury the stories. To me, I find that horribly, scary, because they know that people need to pivot and get safe, but they're keeping you in the dark so that they're safe when they exit before you exit. It's like Andy said, we're playing a game of musical chairs, and do you have a chair? Gold hit 55. Da-da. I have worms. Does that count, Booger? That you may have. Look, you're living in a democratic utopia, socialist utopia. You're going to have worms and bugs to eat. FBI raids ground. Oh, let's turn off this banner. We really are getting into some fun stuff here. Now, are we going to see accountability? We're seeing the rumblings. We're seeing some good progress. Are we going to see, consummation? FBI raids ground zero Fulton County election office in 2020 voter fraud probe. The FBI has raided Fulton County, Georgia election hub that was ground zero for voter fraud concerns in the 2020 election. Fox News reports. Have you guys been hanging out on social media? Have you been hanging out on X today? Have you seen the Democrats losing their mind over the Dominion testimony that they can manipulate, and they worked with the government to manipulate in 2020 testimony to manipulate the 2020 election. Now, where are they going to take this? No, not that anybody was right. Not that the crazy orange man was right. Not that any of that. No. They said Trump figured it out, and that's how he won 2024. That these voting machines aren't accurate. Republicans have been manipulating them to win elections. And if they don't fix them now, I'm still waiting. I'm still like over here in the corner just laughing. At this point, if I did have the beer with Booger down at the bar, it's coming out of my nose laughing. I think there's a chance we might be able to get them on paper ballots. They certainly want to update the systems, but it is too funny. We're not 1600. Oh, we're not this in the 1500s. We don't have to have paper ballots, but we need new machines. In other words, if you can't use them to cheat, we don't want anybody else to use them to cheat. I'm having too much fun with social media Today, yesterday. Kid Lightning has arrived. 26 was my birthday. Happy belated. I'm having too much fun laughing at what we're watching. Guys, we can do a deep dive on this, and we probably should. It's just not it's not today. And breaking footage shows a man resembling Alex Preddy with a gun in his waistband, spitting on and attacking federal law enforcement with officers and kicking the taillight of their vehicle during a January 13th encounter. I guess he already had a history, according to a number of folks, even folks that claim to know him in real life. That video has been confirmed by many people that were close to him. And they've even started talking about his mental deterioration as he has become more or had become more and more. Now, guys, what's true and what's not? There is so much crap out there on both sides that we've got to kind of pick it apart. But I do find it very, very interesting that the narratives are falling apart. It's like made for TV. They're telling of their own evil deed. This is crazy. We just got to make certain that we are not useful idiots to the rhinos or to anybody else, that we're not being whipped up to scream and be upset about all these things and be full of rage and then shuffle in our own demise. We just need to be very careful right now that we look at one side and we go, oh my God, look at them. Ha, they're useful idiots. And they're doing the same thing. They're going, ha, look at them. They're useful idiots. Which one is real? I'm pretty certain we've got this thing nailed down. While not perfect, I think we have far better grasp on reality. Go get dinner, Kathy. All right, let's get out of here. Are we sure the AP? No, the AP is still alive and putting out bad news. It's funny. How does the brainwashing get reversed? With troll poison, aka truth. The tough part is how do we determine the truth right now? It has gotten difficult. Yeah, spitting on car, damaged, kicking, threatening, challenging. That's never. It's all right, guys. Do you ever you go out with the wife, you're at a nice restaurant. Do you ever, or you go to a pub with her, do you ever look over at the biggest, meanest, nastiest dude that you can find and go, she's going to think I'm really, really manly if I go spit on this guy, pee on his leg, and slap him and get right in his face. And then you expect the person not to do anything. You push, you blow a whistle this far from somebody's face and they're armed and you're not. It's a special kind of stupid in my book. It doesn't matter right and wrong in this one. It's stupid and not stupid. It's like, or as the left and Biden laughed at folks on the right and said, yeah, they got guns, but they don't have F-16s. We can go take them on out. But they get the correlation that law enforcement is running around with F-16s and you're kind of running around with, I don't know, kumbayas and rainbow hair. It's just the lack of poking the bear, poke the bear. Yes, you are right. I am listening to you right now. I'll be back for Whiskey and Wisdom for anybody that's up for it. Bye, guys.